another interesting conversation at ETHRWorld We Talk Talent. Today, I have with me Varadharaju Janardhanan, Vice President Human Resources, Flipkart. Dr. Varadharaju is a seasoned global HR leader with over 28 years of industry experience. His work in human capital development spans large, structured, mature multinational corporations and global startups that are solving for scale. He has recently received Global Top 25 HR Influencers Award by Refine EX. In addition, he has been awarded as Top 50 HR Tech Leaders in India by Asia Pacific HRM Congress for his exemplary work in the field of human capital management. Fabulous 101 HR Leader, and few more. His contributions are not just restricted to building organizations for scale, but also contributing back to the larger HCM and student community. He is also a certified executive coach and mentor early stage tech startup founders for scale. So glad to have you with us today, Varadharaju.
Hey, thanks, Apiksha. Thanks for a very generous introduction.
In the light of the scenario of this tight labor market, the pressure is on HR to hire quickly and effectively. The faster you can get someone on the payroll, the better. Having said that, you cannot overlook the qualitative aspect of it. So, what strategies can HR use to reduce time to hire without compromising on quality?
Yeah, it's a very relevant and important problem statement. In fact, I would say the time to hire has a direct impact on loss or gain on revenue as well as time to market. And therefore, it's important for TA fraternity to focus on this very important problem statement that you have really asked for. So let me just step back. Gone are those days where recruiters rely on traditional sourcing like job boards, etc. So today is all about networking, and just not about networking, but also understanding the market trends through networking. Let me give an example what I really mean by that. There are communities that exist like Hadoop, GitHub in every zone. Let's say in Bangalore, what they really do is they kind of meet on a very regular basis, let's say in frequency of a month. They pick up a venue, the set of people come together, the community come together, they discuss on a problem statement. It's more like a knowledge sharing session. As an organization, can you really leverage these communities? All they need is the logistic help. If you can just provide them a space to really meet them and then encourage them to have these conversations. In fact, you can also be a sponsor and then be part of those knowledge sharing session and then share them what is that you are doing in that particular space, right? So when you really kind of engage with these communities, what you naturally do is you start build networks, and these networks are very, very strong. And this network is driven by knowledge and not by job, right? And what we can really do is then later on build this network to your sourcing pipelines, right? What I just want to highlight here is to me, the definition of engagement starts not at the time of you hire a candidate, but at the time of networking, not even at the time of sourcing. So therefore, you actually build a common purpose at the time of networking, explain the candidate why that he or she should really join an organization, right? That why part is, if you can really explain them at the time of networking, then it is really, really fabulous. Then the second piece I would then say is, how can you really make your interview process very sharp, simple, but yet effective, right? Can we really, example, if I can just tell them, like, can we really give them an overview of what is an interview process about? How many rounds it would really take? What kind of competencies it would really cover? It will be assessed on. So this will enable transparency and also provide a lot of trust to the potential candidate, right? And then finally, I would just say it is best to kind of complete all the rounds in the same day and announce the result within 3 days of the final round. Everything is possible if you have if the process is powered by technology, by having a good ATS. All of this, in my view, would potentially reduce the time to hire. And it's like your ML. Every time you really do, you keep learning newer things, and then that will actually make your hiring look more effective, and your candidate satisfaction can really go higher.
Yeah, sure. And I'm sure that, an employer and employee expectations meeting it somewhere and early in that recruitment stage is important. So on those lines, job description is one of the most important decision-making factors for any job seeker, because that is the first thing they see when they're going to apply for a job. So how to create such compelling job descriptions and career paths that resonate with top talent?
I just want to fundamentally shift the conversation from jobs to purpose. If employees, if the potential candidate want to join a company for a job, then joining for, okay, I'm pulled by a set of purpose there, then that's where the differentiator comes in, right? Let me kind of explain what I really mean by that. So we need to really anchor every job description with a larger purpose, right? Let me just take Flipkart example. What's our purpose today that we really exist? Our purpose statement is empowering every Indian dreams by delivering value through innovation in technology and commerce. Okay, it's a very powerful statement. Anybody who actually reads this, they would want really join, because we are here to fulfill every Indian dreams. Okay, that's a very powerful one. Every Indian dreams. By what? By delivering value, right? Through innovation. So these are the important elements. Every Indian dreams, delivering value, and through innovation in technology is something like these words would really resonate to them, and they really join an organization. So it's not a job, it's a purpose. So if you shift the conversation from a job to purpose, the very why is addressed, right? So therefore, in all the job descriptions, if we can really embed this larger purpose into that, would really have a lot of meaning into it. The second comes, once you make it very clear the purpose, then comes what is that today's generation, either the Gen Z or millennials, they really look for. They look for a lot of clarity in how they really grow, what kind of value they really get out of the job, right? If you can articulate that a little bit in the JD, would solve the next bit of the problem. And the last, I think it's a reality we need to really understand and acknowledge. It's all about them. It's all about their aspiration. If you can explain that a little more beyond benefits and tell them what are the interesting problem statement they would see and solve, right? Again, taking the example of our purpose, how do you kind of build value added commerce through innovation for India is a problem statement, right? How one would really get involved in that problem statement using some of the technologies they would work and learn. If this is really covered, then you are further cementing the JD with a lot of meat into it. And finally, this is what I would say, like techies is a very small community. Like I just spoke about Hadoop or a GitHub community, right? Within your organization, if you can get some tweets or testimonials from some of your senior techies, and you can embed that in the JD, that would be an added advantage. And even provide their LinkedIn, because today it's all about networking. They go and then they tweet, they look at the tweet, they look at their LinkedIn profile, and it would also help them to see how uh, the people who are doing that particular job have really kind of seen the job value and they've really grown. So all of this, if you can just put it in the JD, I think then it becomes extremely powerful. It will resonate to all the top talent.
Yes, Varadharaju, so you rightly said that it is all about them. So, building onto that, connecting with today's generation who are very well aware and they're all connected on social media and stuff, it is more about, it's not no more the push, but the pull effect which works with today's workforce. So, in that aspect, building an employer brand which is effective, sustainable, and strong is very essential. So, how to go about building such a strategy on employer branding to attract the right talent?
Yeah. I think the questions fits very beautifully in a chronological order. Employee branding. So let me again, like a broken tape recorder, I just want to keep telling that I think purpose is very important, right? Uh, so once you kind of make the purpose very clear to any incumbent, right, it is very compelling. So after that, what really follows is your employee value proposition. We call it as EVP, right? EVP should follow the purpose. What we do at Flipkart, so our EVP is very simple. We just say, together we dare to maximize. What we really maximize? Everything. We maximize the impact, we maximize the potential, we maximize the learning, we maximize the well-being, so on and so forth, right? uh, if if you can just bring that EVP to live on floor, that is everything, right? To me, the strong employer branding has to start within the organization before it's outside, right? The employees have to really feel, experience the EVP. um, so before somebody joins an organization, they go and visit Glassdoor, they go and visit LinkedIn, right? If they see how the employees are treated in the Glassdoor, how they have really experienced the organization from an EVP standpoint, then it is far more, it would really kind of make them feel comfortable. It's a trusting factor for them, right? So therefore, I would say, like, employer branding have to be done uh, internally first. They should really experience before you take it outside. When I say through a career events, could be one form, right? So then the second piece to that is um, we have leaders in the organization, right? The business leaders. So we'll have to ensure that our business leaders own the brand and demonstrate those behavior that would really strengthen the brands and the EVP. So because it's people join not just the organization but for the leaders. It's the same that we say, like, people don't quit the organization but the leaders, but the vice versa is also true. So can the leaders be that talent magnet? Can they really strengthen that brand? They can also, I would encourage them to really participate in those prestigious conferences, participate in CSR, and be that strong proponent, right? And that would really make life more meaningful to them, and also attract the right set of people, so that we have a strong community that is built to take our vision to the final stage, cross the line.
Sure, Varadharaju. So we talked about, an employer brand which is strong but which is sustainable also. So once you have hired somebody into the organization, you want them to stay. To that end, employee development programs play a really important role. So while the aspirations of different generations are different, but we are talking about the Gen Zs specifically, how to align such career development programs to their desires for continuous learning and development.
Yeah. I think Gen Z are very ambitious, right? So I think one minute really acknowledge they're ambitious. Second, they're excited with a meaningful problem statement, and they look for instant gratification, right? These are the three. I think as an organization, one should not resist this. One should perhaps embrace and then just move forward with this. Then if we really embrace, then how should be the learning programs? To me, the learning program should be like one-stop shop. It should be a journey with multiple formats and sizes. So I can just give an example. Skill building with action with labs format could be one. Coaching aligned with roles. Shadowing could be another one. Stretch roles. Um, it's important for them to really learn, and experiment is a very important element. So they won't really learn, they won't really experiment. If they want to fail, they won't really fail fast. That's a culture that we actively encourage at Flipkart. We also have a platform called Thrive where there are interesting projects that are really kind of thrown. Anyone who is really interested across Flipkart can really participate. Let's say that I'm a business guy, but there are some problem statements which is beyond business. I can still nominate myself, go there, learn with them, experiment, and then dirty my fingers. That's another very important. It's a very inorganic way of kind of learning. So this will really encourage them to learn and grow. There is also a program where the business, it's a very structured program where people from business can really kind of transition their career into product management. There's a program we really run where they kind of learn, they shadow before they transition into full-fledged product management. So the careers are very clearly sorted out. The learning journeys are built based on their career aspiration. I can throw another example. We have program that will help grow the value chain. Example, the machine learning engineer, how they can really kind of move from ML engineer to a data scientist, or a buy-side professional to a category head. So these are these are the learning journeys that we really have. If you kind of enable them, then I think it would really resonate with them, and then they would really kind of hold on to those learning journey. But one thing that we should really make it very clear, we should kind of make it clear to all the employees that these learning journeys are owned by them and sponsored by leaders. Only if I own my learning journey, then I would make sure that I complete it. If it is owned by L&D or HR, then it is their journey and not employee journey. So that's something which I just wanted to really emphasize. And finally, I just wanted to reiterate, the development program should allow talent to experiment and grow, right? Experimentation is very important here. It could be in the form of hackathons, or it could be form of incubation platforms, etc. If you just build this as part of your program construct, then it would encourage millennials or Gen Z to really actively participate in this continuous learning journey.
Sure, Varadharaju. So as we conclude this conversation today, we talked about learning and building experience and all those things, but today everything is a two-way journey, not a one-way journey. So, the kind of scenarios we are seeing at workplaces globally is we are all growing together and not as employer or employee. So to that, specifically to that purpose, if you talk about, understanding from employees what they are looking at from an organization, employee feedback comes as a very strong point here. However, to create such a scenario where they feel that they're heard and their feedback is valued, especially in high volume organizations and where there are diverse set of employees like Flipkart, how do you actually go about creating such opportunities for employees to provide feedback and they feel that they're heard, and you also utilize it in a way that helps improving the overall workplace experience?
Yeah, I think feedback is a very, very important tool for you to stay connected and relevant with the workforce. I think we need to really relook at the way we use employee dipsticks and surveys. Right. Traditionally, companies use them at an annual frequency. You have an annual survey, you run it. By the time you crunch the data, you draw the trends and land the ground realities. The realities would have been dated and may not be 100% relevant. Right. And hence, one need to have a very almost a near real-time listening strategy if you have to really kind of have a action which would really link to the real-time issues. So in a summary, I would just say like organizations should really have a near real-time listening strategy. So let me take a Flipkart example. So what we really do here, we have a continuous listening strategy using our AI bot. What it does, it touches employees with varied personas at different point in time to do a sense check. By doing this sense check, what does it really do? It provides a mood score and trends, which is almost real time, right? Once we have the data, then we use them to really engage with employees to resolve queries proactively, right? And therefore, they feel the issue that people face is, oh, I participated in the survey and I really don't know what really happened after that. There's a radio silence. Or I participate in the survey after about 3 months or 4 months, the realities would have really changed. By the time we come back with a solution that may not really fit into what they're experiencing currently now. But with this continuous listening strategy, we almost address their issues at a near real-time basis. And therefore, the trust factor really goes up. And then more and more we work towards that. I think it's more like a machine learning. We go deeper and deeper and then solve what they really want. And the engagement score really goes up. And that's what I would really suggest organization to really adopt. With one caution, need to have a fine balance between dipsticks so that employees don't get into a survey fatigue cycle.
Sure. Thank you, Varadharaju, for joining us today and sharing all these insights and best practices with the community. It has been a pleasure having you in this episode of We Talk Talent.
Thank you so much, Apiksha. Thanks for having me here.
Thank you. To the viewers, please do keep watching and hold on for the next episode of We Talk Talent. We'll be back soon. Thank you.